The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Sunrise podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
And good morning, Kern County. It is 5 a.m. on this Monday morning. I'm Alex Fisher along with Nicole Gitsky. Maddie has the day off, spending some time with family. And it was a great weekend, beautiful weekend. Things, though, are about to change, that's for sure.
Yes, if you don't like the heat, then I think it's time to stay inside for the next week because it is going to be a hot one out there.
Yeah, start making those the list of all the movies that you want to binge on because everyone's going to be staying indoors this week. Kevin Sherrod joins us now with a look at our forecast for today, but also talking about what we can expect later this week. Kev?
Yeah, and if you're from Kern County, you know it was inevitable. It was going to arrive sometime, and we are going to be looking at some extreme heat by the end of the week, but we're going to try to keep you in the 90s at least here for the next couple of days. Let's take you outside right now, and we've got the sun coming up. A few high clouds in the distance. That's all we've got out there right now, and a temperature of 68, already warming up. Out of the north-northwest wind, our winds are light, and as we take a look at the hour by hour here, you can see we rise pretty quickly, 74 at 9 a.m., and we'll be in the lower 90s by 3 o'clock. Up in the mountains, beautiful sunrise for you. Temperature right now hovering near 55 and a calm wind. We will see a little breeze pick up throughout the afternoon, hour by hour, upper 60s by 9 a.m., and we'll be looking at some 80s this afternoon.
All right, Kev, thanks so much. This morning, a man is accused of trying to steal a car at gunpoint and is in the hospital this morning after he was shot by police in southeast Bakersfield. Police officers say they tried to pull over a driver in the area of East 3rd and Clifton Streets at about 4 p.m. yesterday. Police say the driver led officers on a chase that ended when the man crashed at the intersection of the East Brundage Lane and Cottonwood Road at about 4:15. A driver who was not involved in the chase was hurt in the crash. That's when police say the suspect got out of the car and took off.
There was an exchange of gunfire with officers at the AMPM parking lot at Brundage and East Brundage and Cottonwood. There was an additional exchange of gunfire underneath the overpass at the 58 in Cottonwood.
Police say the suspect then ran into a parking lot on Cottonwood Road and Padre Street, where police say he tried to steal a car at gunpoint. Several officers opened fire, knocking him to the ground. Officers say they tried talking to the suspect to urge him to give up. Cell phone video shared with 17 News shows a third gunfight just minutes later when the suspect refused to drop his gun, and officers say they feared he would die by suicide. Police have not released the shooter's identity, describing him only as a 25-year-old man. Officials say the man is in the hospital and fighting for his life. No officers were hurt. First responders say 6 officers wearing body cameras fired shots in total, and each of them were placed on routine administrative leave during the investigation. The department says it plans to release body camera footage later. Breaking overnight, a large brush fire broke out in Oildale and quickly spread. Here's a look at the blaze. The fire broke out just before 2:30 this morning and quickly spread to several acres near Golden State Avenue. We sent a news crew to the area, and it appears the fire was mostly contained by 4 a.m., with firefighters still working to put out hot spots and clear the remaining brush. No word yet on how the fire started.
Now an update to a story that gained a lot of interest in our community this weekend. Bakersfield police say a missing girl has been found and returned home safely last night. According to BPD, 13-year-old Candace Lee was reported missing Saturday night at about 8 p.m. and came home at about 9 last night. Police say she was safe and unharmed. Meantime, the search continues this morning for a 17-year-old boy who has been missing for more than a week. Eli Hernandez was last seen around noon, June 4th, near Plans Park. Anyone with knowledge of Eli Hernandez's whereabouts is asked to contact police at 327-7111.
Governor Gavin Newsom's office announced Friday that as California fully reopens tomorrow, Newsom plans to lift pandemic-related executive orders. That includes terminating the stay-at-home order that was implemented early in the pandemic to protect Californians. The provision allowing pharmacy technicians to administer vaccinations that will remain in place. The governor's office on Friday established a timeline and process to continue winding down the various provisions of the 58 COVID-related executive orders. Here's where Kern County stands ahead of tomorrow's reopening. Public Health announced 11 new cases yesterday and no new deaths. Kern County's COVID-19 death toll stands at 1,400. State data shows 19 people are in the hospital this morning. 5 more are in the ICU.
The final 15 winners in California's Vax for the Win giveaway were drawn on Friday alongside a winner from last week's drawing. And one winner came from right here in Kern County.
All right, 32 from the county of Kern. Kern, look at that. All right, we definitely have.
The 15 winners drawn from Monterey, Sacramento, Alameda, Los Angeles, Fresno, San Diego, San Francisco, San Mateo, Santa Clara, Riverside, Orange, and Kern counties. Vaccinated residents in the state of 12 years and up were automatically entered in the drawing regardless of immigration status. The Vax for the Win incentive program was created to get more people vaccinated in the state. The next major drawing is happening tomorrow when 10 people will be picked to win $1.5 million each. Well, today marks World Blood Donor Day, and the American Red Cross is making a plea for people to roll up their sleeves and give. Right now, the Red Cross is experiencing a severe blood shortage. The reason? The number of trauma cases, organ transplants, and elective surgeries is rising. The Red Cross needs more blood donors to ensure hospital shelves can stay stocked with life-saving blood products. Those who give blood from today through June 30th will receive a $5 Amazon gift card by mail. People who have received the COVID-19 vaccine are eligible to donate blood and platelets. Well, here at home, Houchin Community Blood Bank tells us blood supplies are still in critical supply for all blood types, with shelves nearly empty. To make an appointment, call 323-4222 or go to hcbb.com. Houchin is open from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Today is also National Flag Day, a time to safely and respectfully retire U.S. flags. To mark the event, Green Lawn Cemetery is holding a patriotic ceremony this morning at 10 a.m. American flags that have been torn, tattered, faded, or are considered beyond repair will be burned at Green Lawn's crematory. The event will begin with a special flag folding conducted by Bakersfield Young Marines, followed by a flag march to the crematory for burning.
Clinica Sierra Vista is now offering rapid COVID-19 testing and COVID-19 vaccinations. Call 833-278-4584 to make your appointment. But don't delay. Clinica Sierra Vista, putting patients first.
Welcome back. The summer heat is coming back, and there are a lot of people in Kern County who may not be able to afford expensive air conditioning units during these scorching temperatures. That's why we teamed up with the Volunteer Center of Kern County to hold our annual fan drive. Bring a new fan or a cash donation to Compassion Corner outside our studios at 22nd and L Streets this Wednesday, June 16th. The drive is from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. The fans will be given to local seniors to help them stay cool this summer.
Welcome back. President Biden is waking up in Brussels today for the next leg of his overseas trip, a one-day NATO summit. His job is to reassure allies that after 4 years of Donald Trump's America First policy, the U.S. has their back. Tracy Potts has that story, plus more on Wednesday's meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin.
Hi, Alex. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. These meetings, NATO, the G7, the EU, they're all a chance for America's allies to bend President Biden's ear before he sits down with Vladimir Putin. At the NATO summit in Brussels today, 30 world leaders will meet the new American president, eager to hear that America is back on board protecting its allies.
America's back in the business of leading the world.
On their agenda, climate change, Afghanistan, technology, and threats from China and Russia. The Biden team insists sanctions are working.
You never know the dogs that don't bark. Sanctions on Ukraine, on Russia for Ukraine, for example, may well have prevented even further Russian aggression and trying to take more of the country.
I think sanctions are great, but I think it's time to start thinking about hitting back.
Russian leader Vladimir Putin meets with President Biden in Geneva Wednesday. He's proposed a trade, turning over Russian cyber hackers for those here in the U.S.
So are you open to that kind of a trade with Vladimir Putin?
Yes, I'm open to, if there's crimes committed against Russia, that in fact and the people committing those crimes being harbored in the United States, I'm committed to holding them accountable.
Mr. Biden enters today's NATO summit after disagreements with G7 allies on competition with China and a royal send-off from the Queen of England. They talked about world affairs, including Wednesday's meeting with the Russian leader. President Biden also has a one-on-one with Turkey's president today. I'm Tracy Potts, 17 News.
Now to an update on a story we brought you over the weekend. One person has died following a mass shooting in Austin, Texas. Austin police say 25-year-old Douglas John Cantor died yesterday from injuries sustained in Saturday's shooting. The incident left more than a dozen people injured. One juvenile suspect is in custody. Another suspect is still at large. Investigators believe a dispute between two prompted the shooting. Austin's interim police chief said over the weekend that most of the victims were innocent bystanders. Cantor's family says he was set to marry his high school sweetheart and start a family. And legendary actor Ned Beatty has died. His manager says he died of natural causes at his home in Los Angeles yesterday, surrounded by family and friends. He broke into movies in 1972's Deliverance. Beatty went on to have memorable roles in Network, Superman, All the President's Men, and Nashville. Although he received just one Oscar nomination, he was in many popular movies of his time, and his credits included more than 150 movies and TV shows. Beatty was 83.
There are plans to honor the 6-year-old victim of a road rage shooting in Southern California later today. Little Aiden Leos was shot on an Orange County highway in May while his mother was taking him to kindergarten. He loved visiting the Orange County Zoo. So today, the zoo will announce that a plaque will be dedicated in his name at the zoo's new large mammal project, which is currently under construction. Authorities recently announced they arrested 2 suspects believed to be responsible for that shooting.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
And welcome back. General Motors is recalling some 2021 vehicles due to a faulty airbag light. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says more than 285,000 vehicles are affected. A software glitch could cause the airbag light to light up inconsistently and fail to notify the driver of an actual problem. The 2021 cars included are the Buick Envision, Cadillac CT4 and CT5, Cadillac Escalade and Escalade ESV, Chevy Corvette, Suburban and Tahoe, and GMC Yukon and Yukon XL. Dealerships will provide a free software update to fix the glitch. Slurpee fans look forward to July 11th every year, and that's because of free Slurpee Day at 7-Eleven. But to avoid overcrowding around Slurpee machines, the convenience store chain is offering a free frozen treat to enjoy any time in July. The deal will be redeemable through the 7 Rewards loyalty program. Just download the app and you'll get a mobile coupon for a free Slurpee anytime in July.
Well, Father's Day is Sunday, and the annual question of what dad wants is on the minds of many. If the pandemic has proved anything, it's that family time means more than ever. NBC's Dan Sheneman has the story.
Throw it over here. After being housebound for much of the last year, people rediscovered what was important to them. As Father's Day approaches, family time remains #1 on the wish list.
Being able to get together, I mean, I don't need another tie.
So honestly, the spending time, with my kids.
Even though the world is getting a little bit more back to normal this summer, that doesn't mean that dad is looking for some crazy grand gesture or trip.
Keeping that in mind, what is the best way to celebrate the dad in your life this Father's Day?
With many dads still working from home, now's a good time to think about upgrading his office.
In Fluid Stance, we're all about bringing life to work.
Fluid Stance founder Joel Heath says physical flow is just as important as mental flow.
So a flow card is just a beautiful tool that you can jot a note and you can magnetize it anywhere.
Helping with the balance of work and home are Fluid Stance's ergonomically designed suite of products like the Raise, Slope, and the Level.
It gives you enough movement to matter when you're stuck in those places like your desk or on a Zoom, but not too much that it impacts your keystroke productivity. You just have to invest in the tools that give us the movement and the freedom to be the best we are.
Being the best dad is important to Dominic Miserandino. We spoke to Dominic last year about one of his best Father's Day memories.
We just spent the first 2 or 3 hours just walking and talking. It was the best Father's Day.
His wish for this year remains the same.
Spend time with my family, spend time with my daughter.
A priceless gift that means so much to so many. Dan Sheneman, NBC News.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.